Sorry?
Jane, the thing said Jane was trying to connect to audio. Jane, are you on? No.
It says she's connecting to audio.
Yeah.
It appears that we're live on YouTube now.
I think, Michael, I think Tom Wheeler is probably Emma from the AJ Signs, if I remember correctly from last.
Okay.
Right.
Bye. Is everybody supposed to be showing up, Jane?
I know Fred isn't,
Fred isn't.
and I know that John asked to be excused, right, Jean?
Yep. And if we don't need him for a quorum, which we don't, I don't need
I
to
mean,
call.
I didn't hear from David, but I assumed that he was going to be here. So,
Oh, wait a few more minutes.
I was gonna say it's 4:32, so
Mhm.
I'm a little grace period.
I can try calling him just to see
Sure.
if he's around. Looks like I don't have a phone number for him.
I don't know that I do either.
Yes, I do. You want me to call
is
it or you want the number?
Why don't you give me the number?
I'll text it to you.
Help me
Okay, that's fine.
read it out loud.
Sorry.
Did you send it yet, Michael?
I tried to and I had a mistake. Hold on one second.
I'll try calling him. I have it.
Okay. Just got it, Michael.
Do I have it?
David, we will be on in a minute or two.
Okay, great.
All right, sorry, guys. I think I'm here.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I can
Funny
hear.
lashes.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm going to call the meeting to order at 4:37. The first item on the agenda is a public hearing concerning 24 Glen Avenue, Leather Stocking Credit Union. Call the public hearing open. Jane, have we received any public comments?
No, there were no comments either way. So
All right, since there are no comments, I'll close the public hearing and go to the regular agenda and proceed to 24 Glen Avenue. Well, first we'll go to the freestanding sign. And
do you want me to pull it up on the screen, Jean?
Please do.
I have it up on my screen, but I don't know. That doesn't help anybody else. Oops. Oh, okay.
Can everybody see the full image?
Yep. I think so.
Yep.
That's 7 feet tall, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Sign.
So Jean, I believe that the sign itself is within code. The only thing that the variance, well, I know everyone just has to review the sign itself, but as far as I'm concerned, I think that the sign size is within code. And then the only thing that we are trying to get approved, the variance approved for, is the lighting of the sign, correct?
Correct. I mean, you still need approval for the sign, but yes, the only variance would be the lighting of it.
And the sign is within the size requirements, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Does anybody have any comments on the sign?
As long as we're going to talk about lighting
Oh, wait.
subsequently,
Yeah, we'll talk about lighting subsequently. This is the sign itself.
I think it's very nice.
I do too.
It says single-sided. Am I correct? And you don't need a double-sided sign because it seems like it's out in a place where you could see it from both sides.
I think it's gonna be parallel to the building, is that? or
Right.
not?
Yeah, how we have it angled just for it, the main purpose of it is really for people turning into that parking lot from Main Street. So how we have it angled is solely for that purpose. We could make it double-sided, but it really wouldn't do, it wouldn't do anything from.
Okay. Well, what is the back going to look like?
It's just, it'll be almost the same as the front, just no text or anything. So it'll be fully covered, painted the green, just blank.
Painted the same green as the tree or the mountains?
The background of the sign, so that the darkest green.
That looks gray to me. I'm sort of colorblind. So you mean that the overall background of the sign that I see looks gray to me? That's what the back will look like?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
What are the pillars going to be made out of?
Those are routed PVC.
Yeah, it says
Okay.
painted PVC structure.
Ah, missed that. There it is. Yep.
So that'll be white?
Mhm. Yep.
All right.
I'm in favor of the sign. I'm also in favor of giving approval to have this on both sides in case the credit union wants to do that. So they can do so without having to come back to us.
I agree.
I would support that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll make that motion to approve the sign as submitted and allowing it to be double-sided.
I second.
Sec-
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposition? Abstentions? Motion carries. Now let's get to the variance. Emma, where is the ATM located?
The ATM is located in the front vestibule entrance.
Okay, so it won't have any lighting effect on the sign.
No, so it's not visible from the backside, actually, at all.
Can we see again where this, I had a hard time finding that on my computer where this sign is located on the property again. It looked like it was out near the,
All right.
could we see that again? Oh, okay.
So the new building configuration, because this is an old photo, is actually this red box basically. And they're proposing to put the sign right where my cursor and this red X is.
Okay, now, are there streetlights around there?
I don't believe that there's a street light within super close proximity of, because I know that they have to run that power to the sign location if we were to light it. I know it's a new construction, but I can't give you a 100% confident answer that there's something extremely close by that would help to illuminate the sign.
Doesn't look like there are any light poles
Jane, could you
from this image, but
Can I what, Gene?
refresh my recollection? I don't recall if the parking plan provided for any lighting?
No, the parking plan did not provide for any lighting, but I'll quick pull it up if you'd like. I think I have it here available, so just give me a second to find it.
Okay.
We know the hours of the credit union. I mean, they're normal, right? 9 to 5 type thing.
Yeah.
They are, but ATM is available 24/7.
Oh, that's right. So there must be light for the ATM.
Or the parking lot, there should be light.
Well, where are,
Trolley, in the trolley lot, don't you think?
yeah, but I mean, I don't see any on this photograph, and we're getting pretty
Mm-hmm.
deep into that's the stairway down to whatever the hell that is down there. The printing place.
Hmm?
Right over in the upper. right-
No, the printing, you mean the copy shop?
That's on Main.
No,
The
no,
copy
there's
shop is
nothing.
over here, is,
I know where I live
What
there.
about Bassett?
I know where the copy shop is. That in the very upper right-hand corner.
which we can't really
Isn't that a
see.
staircase?
Over here?
You're thinking it's over here?
Can't get more in the upper right-hand.
No, up by the red car, Jane, all the way up in
Yes.
the right corner.
Oh, hold on.
I mean, this doesn't matter. It's just relative to,
You're saying over here.
yeah, isn't that the
Yeah.
staircase down to where the Bassett print shop or something like
Oh,
that?
the
I know that's a Bassett building. I just didn't know what it was for.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's where they do the printing.
I thought you meant the copy shop. I was like, no, that's not anywhere near there. Okay.
No, they're down the hill. So do we see any? I don't see any streetlights unless
I
they're
don't see any
gonna,
light poles, but I mean, it's a satellite image, so it's hard to say. I don't think that there is lighting there is all I mean, you would think that the parking lot would be lit.
Yeah, I looked, I didn't see anything that stood out, obviously. So I'm not positive one way or the other whether there is or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling up another plan right now to see if I can see it on that.
and I don't think there's one by the trolley stop shelter because there's a street light on Main Street. Upper Main.
I mean, it definitely looking at the full aerial of that whole parking lot, it does not look like there are light poles anywhere.
Okay, I have a question for clarification here, Gene.
Yep.
This variance is for allowing the sign to be lit after the bank closes?
The variance is just to put lights on it, period, because the code says that only one of
Right.
the type of exterior signs can be lit. So they've already gotten approval to lit the wall sign. So any lighting, no matter what, needs a
Okay.
variance.
Okay. So that's the first, that is clear that, yeah, only yeah, okay, that's the section on sign illumination 227-6. Number 6, I guess, sign illumination, either all wall signs, all projecting signs, or the one freestanding sign. So if they got a
Correct.
wall sign, they don't get a freestanding. So that's the first variance, which, okay, but the second, I'm wondering that we need to consider is that under sign illumination standards, the period of time of illumination shall be the minimum necessary for the intended purpose of such illumination. Consistent with public safety and welfare, illuminated signs must be turned off at the close of business each day. All illuminated signs extinguished as above shall remain extinguished until the next regular posted opening hour of business in connection with which such sign is maintained. It sounds like the purpose of this sign is to let people who want to use the ATM to come to the bank. So that means this sign can be on all night long? Or is the access to the ATM shut off at some point at night? So in other words, that's the second question I have. If we approve a lighted sign, are we going to say that it has to be turned off at any time during the night, as being the close of business? You see what I mean?
Can I ask, do we do that for every place in the village? Because I
Yes.
see signs. Doesn't, what the hell's the Price Chopper have its sign lit all night?
I think they're open all night.
No, they aren't anymore.
No,
No, they're not.
Not since COVID.
Well, before when they got
That
the
could be an
approval.
exception, but were they really 24 hours?
Yes,
So they were.
absolutely 24 hours they were.
My God.
So I guess the question though is the bank is closed, but the ATM is open. So,
Right.
and
Oh,
this
that's good.
sign is,
Right.
it's not like the sign that a light that shines on the ATM so somebody's getting money can see. This is a sign that's around back. But again, I think if we approve this, we have to either discuss what we're doing or grant a variance for to allow that to be clear that they can leave it on at night, overnight.
Well, if it's for the ATM drive-through, then, and for the ATM,
Won't need a variance, right?
right.
But the sign doesn't say anything about the ATM.
Oh, that's not the one that's, okay.
No, so that actually was my next, I understand that it doesn't say anything. Initially, it was to allow people to know that you can also get through to the bank, through that parking lot. Now it really has turned into, we need to bring awareness that the ATM is open 24/7. People need to know that they can use it, which I discussed with my client, asking to see if they would potentially be okay with, in small vinyl text beneath the logo, ATM available 24/7 at main entrance or something, some type of verbiage like that. Because, the monument is one thing, but the sole purpose of illuminating the monument is to allow people to be aware that the ATM is available to them. So I think that it will be important to have that additional text.
Well, I think the text would be so small that it would not be visible from Main Street.
But the sign isn't on is this the sign that's on Main Street, or which one are we?
No, the sign is 20 feet from the building.
This is a freestanding sign.
The one we're looking at.
It's not necessarily technically to be visible from Main Street. I mean, you're going to see that the sign is
It's in the
illuminated,
parking lot.
but the purpose of it is to really let people know, like, okay, you can come through and you can still get into the bank and use the ATM from this entrance.
So, but it's not at the entrance on Main Street to that parking lot. It's in the parking lot closer to the bank.
No, because they don't own the property closest to Main Street.
Right. So, yeah, I wouldn't consider it a Main Street sign. It's in the parking lot.
Yeah, but my point is, since it's in the parking lot, the idea I think is, as you presented originally, was that you wanted people on Main Street to be aware that there was an ATM. But so I don't think, well, this sign as it is now doesn't inform the public that there's an ATM, and a small little vinyl, add-on, I don't think would be visible from Main Street.
The purpose of the sign is to allow people from Main Street to know that they can go and that they can access the bank and the bank's parking lot from that entrance. So that really is the sole purpose. The next purpose to have the sign lit, especially in the darker hours of the night, is to let people know that there is an ATM that's 24/7 that they can access at any time that they wish. That's not to say that the sign needs to illuminate 24/7 or all the time during the night, but really it should light at night after close of business hours, so people know that they can still use the ATM. They're going to be able to see that the light is on inside for them to use the ATM from the main entrance on Glen Ave, but they really won't know or be aware that they can use the ATM if they pull in from Main Street, because it'll look like the business is closed if the sign's not illuminated. I think the additional text saying that there's a 24/7 ATM available to them will also help increase awareness that they can still use it at any time, even if the bank is closed.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Well, I think it's in the interest of the village or village people living here, because I think we have to respect that if we need some cash in the night, we know we can go to the Leatherstocking Credit Union and their ATM is open. And having the light on is a sign. If your sign is on, that indicates that the business is often and is a signal that the business is open if the signs are on. If the signs are all turned out, you understand, I mean, as general rule of thumb, that they're probably closed. So if the ATM is accessible all night long, I can see an argument for having the sign on all night long. Secondly, there's an important thing. This is commercial district and it's a heck of a ways from any residences or anything like that.
Mhm.
And
Well,
these are not going to be bright lights. I mean, it's not going to be shining up in the
So-
direction of potential people driving. I mean, they're shot down and it's a nice glow.
Right. Well, that then comes to the point of the waiver is what is the intensity of the lighting? If it's going to be on all night long, and we might expect it to be, the possibility that it's going to be a problem to anybody in the neighborhood on Irish Hill is reduced severely if the intensity is appropriate. It's not a huge bright light that's shining all over, then lights up the whole parking lot there, the whole red lot, I mean, so I think that's the key thing is what is the intensity of the lighting that's going to be on this sign that we know it's not going to create problems for villagers in sleeping at night or whatever, that's.
Is the light just going to illuminate the sign and maybe 3 feet around it just by ambient light? Yes.
Yeah, it's not going
Right.
it's not going to be a parking lot light by any means. It's going to be
I'm
your
pretty familiar with that area. I can't imagine that a light that lights that sign is going to bother anybody who doesn't live underneath the sign. And
The closest property on Irish Hill is over 300 feet away.
right, and it's up,
Correct.
it's above it.
But where would the lights be
That's
placed?
my question. Where are you going to put the lights?
on the top shooting down.
On the top of the sign itself?
Yep.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So it was going to be goosenecks similar to what you guys approved for last month. So I'm assuming you had said 1 or 2, depending on how many, the strength of the light, but probably, there and there kind of thing.
Correct.
So
Would we use the standard we had for Stewart's, the island that has gas pump, they have that on a lot where they have overhead gooseneck lighting shining down on the island that has the gas pumps. And that's not terribly bright, but it's enough to light up Sunoco and so forth. Is that close to what we're talking about in terms of intensity? Does anybody know?
I would think it would be no more than that, if not
I would
less.
imagine, I would imagine it would be less. I mean, this is not a large, huge sign. It's smaller. I mean, it's 18 square feet. It's going to illuminate nicely, but it certainly won't illuminate a parking lot by any means.
So how many goosenecks will be there? Or how many lights? Two, is it?
It would be max 2. I'm not sure what the client what their preference is, whether they want 1 or 2. We just haven't gotten that far yet, but it would certainly not be any more than 2.
which we've approved.
Right. Okay.
And just to clarify, you would add something like 24-hour ATM front entrance or something like that.
Correct. Yep.
I'm ready to move.
Me too.
Well, one second before we make the motion. Since it's a request for variance, we have to go through the requirements for variance
Okay.
and come to a conclusion that it meets the standards.
Is it just the standard variance requirements that are like an area variance for the ZBA, or?
No, not at all. This is a
Okay.
variance. It's specific to the sign law.
Okay,
And so a variance is a relaxation of the terms of the chapter where such a variance will not be contrary to the public interest. And I think we agree it's not contrary to the public interest.
Agreed.
And where, owing to conditions particular to the property and not the result of the actions of the applicant, literal enforcement of the law would result in unnecessary and undue financial hardship.
Agreed.
Yeah,
In terms of the lighting, we approved the sign to be two-sided. But I think the only lighting on this should be on,
the Main Street side.
yes,
Outside.
yeah, because it's not necessary from the Glen Avenue side.
That's right.
I would assume that that's what you had in mind. You're not going to light a blank slate.
Correct.
No, I agree. The variance should be for lighting only on the Main Street side for people coming through the parking lot. People, it doesn't need, even if they had writing or on the back side facing Glen Avenue, they would not need that lit because they see the sign on the front of the building.
Yeah, and the ATM is required to have lighting at all times under state law.
So that takes care of that. Yeah.
Okay.
If there's a problem or an issue 5 years from now, they can come back and ask for lighting on the other side, on the Glen Avenue side.
Okay.
So,
I move that we accept or that we issue a variance for lighting, gooseneck lighting to illuminate the Main Street side of the sign we have approved.
I second.
and I think we should specify there could be up to 2 gooseneck signs, 2 gooseneck lights.
Oh, I thought we had done that before. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That was on the front of the building, I think we were talking.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, but this would be for the sign. So could we amend?
Okay, up to 2, I amend that to say up to 2 gooseneck lights illuminating the front, I'm sorry, the Main Street side of the sign which has been so approved.
Michael, do you have that?
I think so, yes. It's a variance to approve up to 2 gooseneck lights illuminating the Main Street side of the sign as approved. Where the,
Yeah,
I put in the
Yeah.
address and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
aye.
Any opposition or abstentions? Okay, the motion carried and the variance is granted.
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, take care, happy holidays.
You too. Take,
Oh, you too, be safe.
Thank you, you as well. Bye-bye.
No
Yes.
big gatherings.
has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Yes,
Mhm.
Anybody have any recommendations, comments, or changes?
no, I had none.
All right. Then I move to approve the minutes.
I'll
Yes,
second.
all in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Any opposition or abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay.
Are there any new matters that any member would like to bring up? Or the change that you would like to raise?
No,
No?
it was a quiet month.
Okay,
Yeah, just to wish everybody a safe holiday. Remember the masks
What I would,
and the pain.
okay, thank you. Before we close up, I do have a comment to make. I just want to mention this concern to Jane that there are illegal temporary signs popping up around the village. Like, for example, Fly Creek Cider Mill has jobs, needs people.
Job offerings, yeah.
What was that one? I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Off-site commercial signs, are temporary.
Okay.
And then there are a few others, sort of things that stay up and, so I think just to be, I don't have anything specific now, but just to be always on the lookout for those sorts of things, because they tend to creep back into the village because people don't know the law, and they.
Right.
Well,
Well,
like I said, if you guys see anything like that, just shoot me emails because I don't drive that much around the village because I do mostly walking. So if there's specific spaces or places that I don't necessarily hit, just
Yeah.
kind of point them
The
out.
other-
And then,
the other question I had was, I don't recall, Rich Bussey has moved a ton of signage into his building. I don't know if because he moved the Silver Fox over there.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we're just being lenient, given that it's a really crappy economic year.
which one are you talking about? Inside the you saying inside the store?
They're in the windows facing out. The Silver Fox, he moved over to where the Slices Pizzeria, the ice cream place, all of those places.
Mhm. But if they're inside the building, we don't govern that.
If they're in the window facing out, I thought we had an issue with the.
Behind the glass, it's uncontrolled, it's free. Now, we do have a regulation about you cannot cover the entire window. There's a.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not covering the entire way. I just didn't know because it was the ice cream scoop place and then it
Yeah.
was the Slices Pizzeria and then they had both signs and then their Silver Fox has shown up and so I'm just curious.
yeah, as long as the sign is not illuminated, we don't have to pass on that.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I'll see where he has it. Maybe he just turned the lights off for all his signs. I don't know. It's the movable businesses over there, so. Yeah,
Okay,
The Bussy Empire is
I
shrinking.
know, the Bussy Empire. Yeah. So,
all right.
Any other matters anyone like to raise? Do I move to adjourn?
Second,
second?
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. We're adjourned at 5:08. Thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Hanukkah.
Happy New
Guess
Year.
what? Very soon, 2020 will be in the rearview mirror.
Oh,
Thankfully.
Won't be fast enough.
it will not be
You're
fast.
darn right.
All right, we'll see you in the new year, or I'll see you at the farmer's market.
That's right. Happy
Yes,
2021.
that's true. That's true. Adios.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.